Hey, welcome back everybody. So those that know me know I've been gone for about 12 weeks for training for the military. This is actually the day after I've gotten back, the morning after. And as I'm filming this, it's 2 days after Cobb announced that they will not, that all the tuning for flex fuel and all that's no longer going to be supported. That being said, I have, if you watch my previous videos, you know that this thing is on flex, this STI is on flex fuel. So, and I'm using XX Tuner myself to tune it. That being said, I do have some parts that have come in. I had already ordered before Cobb announced this that I wanted to show y'all. I also do have since they announced that, I went ahead and ordered a 20G from them, well, actually from Import Image, and a few other various things. The reason I didn't go bigger is because of, honestly, funds right now. I didn't have the funding to upgrade the fuel system because I am running the 1050X injectors still, and I really don't want to push past the limit of those yet. So I really would have liked to try the Grimspeed ball bearing turbo that they just announced, but just didn't have the funds right now. However, before they announced it, I had ordered these parts that I'm about to show you. So everything came in, same box. As you can see, it's got their Noble Performance. Go through what I've got ordered. So I ordered some Group N STI engine mounts, along with the Group N transmission mount. I've got, I did order a Torque Solution brake master cylinders brace to help with the brake feel. I also, for steering, went ahead and ordered their steering damper lockdown and the steering rack brace. This is the Torque Solution adapter for the stock downpipe from a 3-inch catback. Because the Cobb does neck down to stock size, I needed to get this. Huge shout out to Import Image though, because they practically gave me that adapter. When the 20G comes in and I go to put all the mounts on, I will also finally be adding this the joint for the shifter to try and maybe even firm the shifter up some more. But that's not what this video is really about. This is going to be the unboxing of this Noble catback, which is titanium, and I can already tell the muffler. I mean, this thing weighs probably 3 pounds in and of itself. That's it. Yeah, I do like as opposed to the Tomei, I do like how it's a matte finish. Also kind of like how I do kind of like the burnt titanium look. I'm not much for, going for looks, but I do kind of like the look of it. So, muffler, yeah, that's pretty light in itself. It did come with hardware silencer for the muffler, which I will not be using, at least not right now. Oh god, yeah, this is the main section of pipe, and it is like a pound, maybe 2. It's light. So they advertise this catback as being like 10 pounds complete. I believe it. Of course, the stock catback weighs about 46 pounds. So this is, 36 pounds, or give or take, lighter than the factory catback. 36 pounds really isn't all that much when you think about it in a car. But it's not really why I got this. For one, I've never had the Subaru rumble. Just always, I like having a louder exhaust, because when you drive a manual, I was taught a long time ago when I learned how to drive that, you know, you got to get to the point where you can listen to the exhaust and to know, because the first manual vehicle I drove and learned how to drive on didn't have a tachometer, so you just kind of had to listen. So I enjoy having an exhaust to kind of know where I'm at without having to look down at the dash. So this is the muffler hanger. It'll go around the muffler and hang it up. That's cool. Of course, gasket for the downpipe. And one more, the clamps for the slip fittings. So anyway, as you can see, already got the car up in the air. I'm going to begin, obviously, by getting the fittings here on the mufflers unhooked, get the muffler out, then I'll get the main pipe out down at the downpipe. This shouldn't take too long, honestly. The car doesn't have rust, so I don't expect the bolts to be very stiff. And it's only been a couple months since I had the downpipe swapped out. But anyway, I'm gonna put this on a time lapse for y'all to try and get it going. And then once I get it in, you'll get to hear it for the first time with me. So hang on. Okay, well, it's out. Took about 10 minutes, I'd say. 15. No, I think about 15-ish. Honestly, the hardest part is just getting the exhaust off the rubber hangers. I will say that each one of these mufflers or the pipe itself all weigh as much as the entire Noble catback. So anyway, about 15 minutes into it so far. I'm gonna get working on the getting the cat pack up there, and yeah, I'll put it back on a time lapse. I gotta figure out how this talks it through. Oh, by the way, so it's a 14 on each side for each one of the muffler joints, and then it's a 14 and a 12 for the cat back to downpipe connection. Anyway, I'm going to get this started. I'll start with the downpipe junction and go from there. I'll work my way to the back, and then once I get it all hung, I will tighten it up. So I'll be back. All right, well, it's in there. I'm gonna step y'all back and we'll get a first start together. Let's see how that looks. By the way, so it's been another 20 minutes or so. So all in all, it took roughly, let's say, under an hour to get it done with some simple tools. Don't mind that. I'm still working through that. Much better. I got a rice cannon. I like it. Did you hear the turbo? You can only get that with pretty much a straight design like this. Anyway, I'm gonna go drive it today. I gotta go into work, drop some stuff off, and I'll give my thoughts after the fact of what I think about it as far as driving with it. But I mean, for the price, it's cheaper than the Tomei. It weighs less than the Tomei because it doesn't have a resonator up front, mainly, I would say. And also, I kind of like the design of the tip better. I'm not for looks mainly, but I just think it looks better. And it, to me, by my ear, in every video of the Tomei I've heard, this sounds deeper, which I would rather have. So anyway, that'll probably wrap it up for now. When I get back from running my errands, I'll give my thoughts after the fact. But yeah, I like it. Hopefully next day or two I'll be getting that 20G installed and these mounts and everything, so I can have enough time to get the 20G tuned on 93, E85 and whatnot, and go from there. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. All right, so went and drove it around today, ran my errands, give my thoughts on it. So it's loud for sure. Is it too loud? Well, I mean, no one can judge that but the person driving it, I guess. It wasn't very drony. About 2,800 RPMs, it gets kind of drony, but that's kind of an in-between RPM for me for the speeds we drive on the interstate and whatnot. It's not really a speed I cruise at, so it doesn't really bother me. Over 3,000, it kind of goes away. So that's cool. Did really enjoy actually hearing the engine for a change. But the big thing I found, for years, ever since the like the GRs, the 2012s and whatnot, everybody always says, well, as long as you just have a downpipe, it's kind of stage 2, it's the same. That the catbacks really weren't that restrictive. Well, I would say that is not totally true. With this style of straight back catback, for example, my car, the bird pooped on it, but the way I had it tuned on, I'm on 93 right now because I prepped for the 20G to go in. By the way, that's in, so I'll be doing the install on that probably Saturday, the next day or two. But the I was tuned on 93 to run a peak of about 20 to 20.5 psi, and then taper down to about 16. Well, doing a pull without doing any changes with the wastegate duty cycles that I had, it got up to 23, almost 23 and a half at peak. So I'm gonna have to tone it back down, but I'll have to redo it all when I do the turbos, so it's fine. But B, so I picked up basically almost a full 3 psi of boost in the peak range. So that's, you know, that could be 40, 45 horsepower or foot-pounds of torque in the mid-range that I've been missing out on. Because if I drop the boost down, I could just raise the timing up a little bit. Either way, the turbo wasn't having to work near as hard to make power. So clearly, even with the Cobb neck down right there, that's not nearly as restrictive as the stock catback was. So that's a added bonus to me. So I wanted to have a catback for sound anyway, because I do enjoy hearing the engine. But there's the fact that it actually picked up boost without doing anything to the tune is a nice bonus. Luckily, when I tuned it, I went ahead and, you know, I had scaled it up for E85 also, but on the 93 side, even though it was peaking at 20.5-ish, that's not where it capped at on my load tables. So I had it, you know, gradually sliding downward as far as less spark. So it's not knocking or anything. It's just, you know, running more boost. So that's really cool. Combine that with the fact it loses, you know, 36 pounds or so off the car. Yeah, definite thumbs up for me. I'm actually enjoyed driving it around today. I did notice that I need to kick up my idle a little bit now because there's not as much back pressure. So on decel, the dash pot part of the tune, it wanted to drop down a little bit further than it was before. So that's a little tweaking that I'll do, but I'm gonna have to redo everything for the new turbo and whatnot, so I'm not too worried about that right now. But anyway, this will conclude that episode. I will say that actually, when it comes to the torque solution adapter, it's okay. I don't really like that whole setup. I would rather just have a straight flange to flange connection with a gasket in between. So I'll probably be down the road, I'll end up replacing that neck down with some straight 3-inch, just because I don't really care for the way that setup is. It's not the fault of the torque solution, it's just trying to mate something, put a square peg in a round hole, so to speak. But anyway, that'll be it for this one. In the next video, I'll be talking about the turbo and why I'm doing what I'm doing more. So anyway, till next time.